Welcome back to She's All That, where we don't chase, we attract, evolve, and elevate. Hey, this episode is called Where Hot Girl Era Meets. Welcome to the stage, baby. Hey.
Let's get it.
So excited to actually be diving deeper into our bodybuilding journey and kind of explaining a little bit of what it is, what we went through, the steps,
why we did it,
and how we did it, why we did it. What did we get ourselves into? Let's talk about our prep. So Bella, can you tell me a little bit about what bodybuilding is and like the different categories and what it even means? What is bodybuilding? Tell the people. The people want to know.
So bodybuilding is a sport indeed. I learned that from obviously experience and watching my mom coach many women for many years. In bodybuilding, you put in a lot of work, a lot of sacrifices, a lot of your time. It is a full-time job. And basically, for women, there's bikini, there's fit model, which is the new category, there's wellness, figure, physique, and bodybuilding. I believe that's the biggest one. Correct me if I'm wrong. But basically, bikini itself is very petite, more the petite framed. Now the category itself is a lot more competitive, so women are coming in a lot more cut, a lot more leaner, and now they have fit model, which is basically bikini 10 years ago, 12 years ago. It's a lot more softer, which now, like looking at when I competed, I would put myself in fit model rather than bikini. Same thing, but they're still petite, a little bit different posing. And then you have figure, which is more wider on the top. So you got it's all about the X-frame on figure. You got bigger legs, but you're still super cut and lean. You got to get down. My mom went down to like 8%. 6-month prep, 8-month prep.
Crazy.
Wellness.
Mm-hmm.
Wellness is also, it's been out for a little bit, is more curvier. They're more girthier on the bottom. They have a lot of muscle mass in the glutes and the quads, different posing. I love wellness, watching it. So it's fascinating seeing those physiques backstage. And then the other ones, it goes bigger and bigger and bigger.
Mm-hmm. More muscle, different kind of like body types. For sure, it kind of depends on how your body is and what you can get your body to. We won't say that you can't do a certain, category, but it kind of depends on like how you are and like your build already, and then you kind of grow into that category for sure. Well, that's great information. Walk me through what prep is and how your prep went.
Okay, for prep, it was brutal. It was very brutal. And basically, to summarize it, it's lots of water, lots of endless hours of cardio, and sleeping on the Stairmaster, crying on the treadmill, crying in your room. I'm just kidding. I'm making it sound really bad, but it's a great accomplishment. But yeah, water, sleep, cardio, heavy lifting, tired days, and food preparation. Meal prepping is like crucial, and then towards the end you have posing, which is also very crucial. That's what ties everything in. My first experience was during COVID. During COVID, there was nothing really to do. I was super bored, and like I said before, I watched my mom coach many women throughout the years, and I always wanted to kind of do it as a bucket list thing, and I feel like 2020 was perfect because there was nothing going on. I didn't graduate, so I was like, I'm itching to do something. I don't know what it is. And I grew up as an athlete, so I was like, ooh, this could be a little bit challenging. So I did the prep with 2 other girlfriends, and we all said, let's do it all together. It's our bucket list thing. And we followed through. We did it. Yeah. And I felt really good after it. I said, I can't believe I did this 17 years old. Right. I don't even know how I got through it.
I know, you're crazy.
It's worth every sacrifice, it is. But that's basically my experience. I loved it. I loved my first show. I was so excited.
Yeah, so prep is definitely a lot of learning experiences, learning about food, learning about yourself, learning about
asparagus.
The sport in general. I knew nothing about bodybuilding. I know for my first experience, or my kind of what led me to bodybuilding, was definitely just wanting to do something different, kind of set a goal for my fitness. I was very just stagnant where I was because I didn't have anything to kind of work towards. So I'm like, you know what, I want something to do, the same thing. Yeah. And I remember following Bella at the time, and I would see her Instagram post, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's done so many shows. And just her mom too. Her mom, like, I would look at her Instagram and I would see all these pictures and how she looked like, and I'm like, wow, I want to do that. But I never thought it was something I could actually do. So when I went into the gym the first time and I met with her mom, which was our coach, and I was like, well, I want to compete. She's like, well, we're going to get you on stage in 3 months. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way I'm going to do that. But it's more than just that. It was such a learning experience through everything. But basically for our prep, your coach will kind of give you like a certain number of weeks out that you need to prepare for. That means
Based
your
on your
specific
body
diet.
fat,
Your
everything.
diet, your cardio, everything is going to be told to you to the T. And all you have to do is follow it. Easier said than done for sure. I know the first couple weeks for me was brutal. I went from eating terrible, like I mentioned in the previous episode. I went from eating a lot of fast food, did not know what macros were. I had very little knowledge. Yeah, you don't really think about those things, obviously, until you actually get involved in you're just eating. You're eating, you have no idea what you're eating, why you're eating it, what it does to your body. So definitely it was a lot of learning experience the first couple of weeks when I had to eat the specific meals, and they're not the best, funnest meals, okay? It is definitely a lot of repetitive meals that you are not used to. So for me, it was definitely hard trying to eat all those meals, especially if I'm not used to it. But after a couple weeks, it's not as bad. But like you said, like our actual prep for the prep is so important.
Yeah.
You were in the kitchen a lot, cooking and making sure.
I was in the kitchen every day, but I prep like Sundays and Wednesdays. Those were like my big prep days. If you're all about fresh food and like those picky eaters, like if you want to do a show, you gotta take that out. Like you can't be having fresh on the go, like fresh cooked meals unless you have a maid or a chef, or you don't have anything else.
Food is fuel. Like food is fuel. That's it.
You just gotta
eat it.
Like stop thinking about the taste, the texture. Like you just gotta eat to fuel your muscles and get through it. And you do eat. You do eat.
That's the biggest misconception that we literally. It's so hard.
I can't even
like
tell
the girls that get it. But when you're told, are you starving yourself?
Yeah, my family would be like, oh my god, she's starving. Oh my gosh, are you okay? You look sick. It's like, well, like this is part of it. This is obviously like going on stage. You're gonna look a certain way. That's not maintainable. But we are eating like 7 times a day.
No, we are. It's literally so hard to eat all our meals.
The average human. It's just what we're putting in our bodies. We're not putting cheeseburgers. We're not putting refined carbs and refined sugars. We're eating super clean, like single ingredient foods.
Right.
And that's what people don't understand. And other bodybuilders or other people who have stepped on stage obviously can agree with us. Like there's no starvings. There's definitely like depletion towards the end where you're cutting off the carbs.
When you're getting closer to stage.
You are hungry, but there's no like, we're not eating the whole day. If you have a coach that does that, like get a different coach. Because
I don't know. Our coach didn't starve us. We ate. We were eating all the time. I had to literally. I was in school and I'm still in school full time, but I would take my meals with me and I would have alarms. That way they would remind me to eat, because sometimes it would be 6 hours. I'm like, oh my god, I haven't ate because I'm still full. I know that I would literally chew so much gum on prep. Her and her Tic Tacs. She is obsessed. She got me on that too. My coach was not the fondest of me chewing gum all the time, but I just wanted to chew something. You do have those times on your period. Let's be real. That's when the cravings kick in. We're not saying that when you're eating healthy like this, you get no cravings, you get no hunger headaches. No, I was getting hunger headaches. I was getting super bad cravings. I love chocolate. So when I'm told no chocolate, I'm like, wow, that's kind of crazy. But on your period, obviously our hormones are elevated and we want sugar. We want what's not the best for us.
On my period, I would be making like food experiments in the microwave. If I wanted chocolate and the only sweet thing I had was my protein shake, I would take protein powder and like egg whites and water and baking soda, and I would mix it up and see what would come out. What concoction I could make in the microwave, and it wasn't the prettiest, but why would I eat it? I don't know why.
No idea.
It looked disgusting.
Yeah, and I know that's like the biggest part too is you're given the specific ingredients, but you're not told how to make it. So you can always make different things out of those ingredients. It's given to you like what's recommended to say on your meal plan. You'll have 2 eggs, protein powder, yogurt. So you can mix those and make something. We can literally bake so many different things. I feel like that's what also helped me my second time around, was getting a little bit more creative with the food. So if you're interested in competing, just know that it's going to be tough at the beginning. It is. We just got to get through it, have that mental strength, and just tell yourself, like, I'm doing this for a reason. I'm not doing this because I'm going to eat like this forever.
I keep doing the TikTok. I'm like,
it's not something that you're going to be doing forever. But
I got to stop myself.
Yeah, she's
Sorry.
addicted to the TikToks.
And those are sour apple. I'm like,
crazy.
my tongue is disintegrating. Yeah, the beginning, all of it's pretty hard. You're gonna have your ups and downs. You're gonna hit a point during prep where you're also just gonna be used to it, and you're just gonna eat and just eat to eat. And then I feel like it's hard in the beginning, then it gets like just stagnant,
and then it gets hard again. Extremely hard.
And then hard post-show.
No, I literally, a funny story, I remember being at a pool party and I was already sad because I had to eat my meal preps, but I was not hungry and I was gonna try to force myself, but I'm like, you know what, I'm not gonna eat. So my boyfriend literally force fed me. He microwaved my meal prep. He sat me down, he's like, eat this right now. And I'm like, in the moment, I know, literally I'm getting force fed by my boyfriend all the time.
We were all on the boat. This is sidetrack, but we were all on the boat and like I felt so bad. I was like, damn. But the good thing is we had a grill. So she had, what did you have?
I had egg whites.
She had egg whites. Weren't they like with spinach?
With spinach.
She had egg whites.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
In a
Ziploc. Okay, when you're traveling, travel hack right there. Take it in a Ziploc. Okay.
But that's how
like that. It's just
like that.
It's just temporary. Like you literally have to think that it's just temporary, and it's just so that you can reach this goal. There's never gonna be a perfect time to start prep. I know that's a lot of like another misconception is that someone thinks like, oh, I'm gonna start prep during this because I don't have any vacations coming up or I don't have any birthdays coming up. We always have something going on.
There's always going to be something. It's just a personal decision. You have to just
what are you
literally
gonna
be
sacrifice?
like, okay, let's just do it. Like if I keep pushing it back and making excuses, like I'm never going to get to it.
Exactly.
So if you want to do it, do it, girl. Like just do it. Get it over with and you're going to love it.
Yeah. So like we said, like the mental definitely is the hardest part. Just kind of telling yourself that you're okay. I know for me, I would get so emotional. And the first time around, my mom, my poor mom was so scared. The first round, my mom was scared. The second round, my boyfriend was scared. So they kind of split the things there. I feel like I'm already kind of an emotional person. I just like to show emotion. I'm just a passionate person, you know?
And that's okay.
But it is. But definitely on prep, it kind of gets heightened. So I remember I would just come home and I'm crying. My mom's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I have no idea. I have no idea what's wrong.
Mad.
Really?
Like I would get so mad. Everyone just knew like at a certain amount of weeks out to not talk to me.
Yeah, it's just hard
because I would get so short.
I would have literally my mom eating Buffalo Wild Wings and I have my chicken and rice and I'm like, are you serious? And to them, they don't think about it. They're like, it's just food. But to you, because you haven't had that in like so long and you smell it, doesn't your smell get like crazy? You can smell things intense. Not even that, but just everything around you.
I would look at reels on Instagram and like it would be like a bunch of food reels and I could like, I knew what that smelled like. Whatever I saw, chocolate cake, pancakes, it would come to me and I'd be like,
the reels is crazy because I feel like we only see food reels when we're on prep.
Literally.
I barely see food reels now, but I feel like on prep, that's all you see. Food, chocolate, cakes, cinnamon rolls. And then we're off prep and we don't even eat that. So it's kind of crazy. It's just like your body. It's just your mind playing tricks. Crazy. You just have to trust your coach, trust yourself, just follow the process. Literally trust the process and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Did you have any cardio meltdowns? Did you ever have any cardio meltdowns?
Yes. I had cardio meltdowns on the Stairmaster mainly. I would put my head down, put a hoodie on because like you get to a point where you like can't really sweat. And because you're so low on body fat, and I would just put my hoodie on and put it down and just start crying. And I'm like, why am I crying? Why am I crying? I don't even know like what it is. I don't know if it was like if I was hungry but I would cry. I would go on outdoor runs and I wasn't even running. I was just so like drained that I was just kind of like, let me just demonstrate. I was just like,
it's like jogging. You're doing like the speed walk.
Like literally just like bouncing and just going because I was so tired and I just closed my eyes and I'm like, you're gonna get ran over by a car if you don't open your eyes, Ysabella. I can't even count the amount of meltdowns I had, honestly, especially like at night.
Yeah. I know, I think I only had meltdowns at night when I wouldn't wake up early enough or when I wouldn't do my fasted cardio and I would have to do my cardio before, before I went to sleep. I would get so angry. I'm like, why didn't I do this earlier? I would get so down on myself and I'm like, Andrea, just do your cardio and shut up and go to bed. It's not that hard. Yeah.
I would talk to myself in the mirror.
Really?
I'm like, stop, enough. And then I would like start crying and as I'm talking to myself, I'm like, am I really talking to myself? And I start laughing.
Yep, you really are.
I'm like, something's wrong with me.
And you have to be okay with seeing other people eat food that you can't have. That was the hardest part for me. I thought I could do it.
Not letting that affect your mood towards them.
Exactly, because sometimes I would catch myself doing that. I would go to a birthday dinner. I'm like, I'm fine. I have my meal. I don't really need to see what they're eating. But I would get mad and I would start having like a little attitude. I'm like, okay, calm down. Like, it's not that big of, it's not that crazy. Like, just get it over with. But honestly, prep, it's difficult, but it's so fun. It's really so fun. Like we said, you learn so much. Coming from two different perspectives where you kind of grew up in that kind of environment and I had no idea what that environment was. It's just fun, especially when you do it with someone. I know my first show, I did it with our friend Shelby, and that was fun. She taught me so many tricks. The second time with Emily, it's just fun.
We need to bring her on here.
Yeah, like you get closer to the people that you're training with, your coaches. You just get a really close relationship.
It's a great experience.
And you have an amazing relationship with the gym. After I competed, I fell in love with the gym. I'm a personal trainer now. Like, that's crazy. I never thought I would ever do this, but it just made me love the gym and it made me appreciate everyone in the gym so much more.
And it's definitely something that challenges you. Like, that's how you're gonna grow as a person, as a woman specifically. Get out of your comfort zone, do things that are going to challenge you, and like getting on stage is definitely something that I recommend to any of you who have some type of interest in competing. Do it, because you're gonna learn so much about food, you're gonna learn so much about your own body.
YOLO,
and
let's go.
The longer the prep, the better, okay? So no quick shortcuts. We had, I had to go quick because of school and stuff, but
it just depends on where you start.
The longer the better, like
don't rush
it. Don't rush it. And the end goal is so worth it, and you make so many connections. You feel so good about yourself, especially like when you receive your shots and and
it's not just all bad. Even when you have longer preps, you'll get refeeds. The refeeds are like your cheat meal. So you'll get cheat meals. It's not like you have to, if you're doing a 20-month prep, like you have to eat the same thing for like you'll get your cheat meals. Your coach is very strategic on the way she's doing things. Just listen to her. She'll give the best advice, her or him, whoever your coach is. But it's definitely fun. Prep is fun.
Yes. We 100 out of 10 recommend you. Get on that stage,
we need more people competing.
Get on that stage.
Come on.
You got this. So going into, we talked about the prep life. So now we're going to talk about
our show day shenanigans.
Here's the question for Andrea. Now I'm gonna ask, what was your first tan experience like?
I was so scared. I literally the tan.
Is this me?
The tan is tan. The tan is definitely tan.
It is tan.
I took a picture the first time and I sent it to everyone and I'm like, I'm not Andrea anymore. I'm Andrea Johnson. Like, I'm The Rock. That's who I was.
Literally.
It's definitely weird to see
you literally look like, let me grab one of these. The day of show, this is you.
It really is.
You are this trophy.
For everyone who's just listening, we have a bronze. Yeah, we have a bronze trophy and you really are bronze. Yeah. It's definitely crazy. Physique. I come from a very Mexican family and them seeing me in the tan, their jaws dropped. And I'm like, I'm so sorry that I'm scaring you guys, but this is just.
And then the difference between your tan and
your face, because they don't tan your face. That's
you gotta get your makeup done the next day, and as you sleep in time, your tan gets darker. So the next morning,
the sleeping
in the mirror, I was like,
you have to literally get like bed sheets because you can't get the hotel dirty. Because you will. The tan is dark.
It is
so it will
dark.
Literally stain on everything. They give you funnels to pee in so that your pee doesn't mess up the tan.
Okay, because for the girls, guys keep scrolling. When we go to the bathroom, obviously the girls can relate. Sometimes it doesn't aim straight down. It wants to be a mister and just go out and go to the legs and go this way, go east, west.
It goes all directions.
Not north. That'd be a little bit, that'd be concerning. But they basically, so it doesn't drip on the side of your thigh, you gotta put a cone and literally pee through the cone.
Yeah.
It is crazy. I'm like, what do you want me to do?
But it makes sense. It makes sense.
It does. And
you don't want to ruin the tan.
Yes. I'm glad that was a thing, because like we said before, like the episode before, literally that week of show, peak week, and then show day, you're still like,
your mind's gone. So any help you can
get. I would have peed everywhere.
You wouldn't have even thought about that. So it's great to really have like the tanning person that is showing you like the tips and tricks, for sure.
So I mean, I could say exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
It's scary, but it is cool. Like you see a lot more definition when you're tan.
You look
amazing.
Snatched. You look cut up with that tan. It's crazy how it really brings out the definition.
It really does. It really does. So next question. What was your experience with the whole being backstage? Like the vibes. Yeah. How were they? Good, bad?
It was good. Honestly, luckily I met a lot of girls that were super nice and very encouraging. There are some that are a little standoffish, but it's not that. They're just competitive.
They're just kind of like in the zone.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Some are a little
mean. I know. I was kicked. A girl was doing kickbacks and I was walking past her and she kicked my leg by accident, but with the heel on. So it scraped my skin and it was bleeding.
Wow.
And I didn't even care about the pain. I was like, my tan, which is so funny. That's how you know your brain is gone. You don't care. Like, I really don't care. I'm like, can you tan on top of the blood? Question mark. I have no idea. But no, definitely, I love the vibes backstage. It's definitely fun. Once you're done getting ready, so all the glitz and glam, and you go backstage, you're doing like little pumps, which is so funny.
It's like
pumps.
You get pumps, and like what I like about muscle contests is they blast their music, and they play bomb music. It really is intense and very motivating backstage. Like everybody's just kind of locked in, and you're nervous, you're hyped, you're seeing everybody's physique,
and there's a lot of people who it's their first time too, so you kind of like share those nerves with those persons. So it might be scary, but as long as you honestly have like an open mind and you like socializing, I felt so much better talking to other girls who were also scared, who were also nervous. I'm like, you know what? We're not even gonna talk about nerves. Like, let's just go out there and have fun. We're gonna talk a little bit about actually walking on stage and posing. What is your experience with posing?
Oh my gosh, I liked it. I mean, I thought it was very easy.
I was a giraffe. I was literally a baby giraffe walking on stage. But okay, I'm glad
I would watch them, and when I was little, I would try to like copy them, but I was not in heels. So I was like, oh, this is easy. As soon as you put on those heels, it's not easy anymore.
You think that we've been to the club and to the bar with heels on? No, these heels are different.
There's a certain way you gotta walk. And you don't have a mirror in front of you, so it's very like, I hope I look right, just the nerves. But that's why you need to start practicing your posing routine like a month out, and you need to live in your heels.
It's definitely super fun though. You get to show your personality, you get to be sassy, you have to really own the stage, and I feel like that's what also makes it fun, is learning and bringing that self out of you. A lot of times we're shy.
Feminine energy really needs to come out of you. That's why
I was definitely nervous. Yeah, but it was fun.
It was, and like even during like posing classes, I always love to put on like certain music because it brings
tap into that.
Because at first you're gonna feel like, oh my god, like I'm in a bikini and in heels.
You feel super exposed. You feel super vulnerable.
Exactly.
You feel super vulnerable. You're literally your body's about to get judged.
Yeah.
Some of us, I barely even wore 2 pieces before I did this, so I was super uncomfortable with that. But that made me just more confident, for sure, more confident. Yeah. I faced my fear. I was so scared of people seeing my body that going through this and tapping into like, no, this is my body. I'm owning this. Like, I'm working for this, and let's just do it.
Yeah. I love the posing and what it does. The feeling that it brings, like it brings this confidence out of you, another side, and you really feel good about yourself. Like once you get the posing nailed, and once you walk off of the stage, you're like, wow. Like, I did that. The bikini cut is literally
tiny. It's tiny.
I think you lose body fat down here. I swear, because when I look at my bikini, I'm like, there is no way.
I got it. Yeah, like there's what? What is it covering? No idea. All I remember it's engraved in my head is pull up, pull up, pull up. You have to literally pull yourself up. Keep your posture nice and tight. Keep everything nice and tight. Yep. Breathe in. There's so many different things that go into it.
Like if you are gonna do a show and you do mess up on stage, they don't know your routine. You gotta keep going. Like that's why I tell my clients, I'm like, don't give me the face like, oh my gosh, I messed up. No, they don't know your routine.
Yeah.
Fake it till you
do
make
your
it.
Own routine.
Do your own routine. Just don't drop in the splits.
Yeah,
right?
like you're there to showcase your body. Don't think of it so much as like a competition. Yes, you're competing, and if this is the couple time and you want to win, you're going into it with a different mindset. But if it's your first show, just have fun. Show off your body. Be confident. Be sassy. Like just have fun with it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk now a little bit about our post show. Definitely like the struggles. A lot of people want to know about the struggle, and we will tell you that
My post-show experience was at first amazing because I was like, I'm eating whatever I want. Woo! And
You're
then
on a high.
my abs went away. Like
Overnight.
that. Overnight. Okay, not overnight. They just
Yeah.
looked pudgy, if that makes sense. And that's when the body dysmorphia started to cave in. Looking at myself in the mirror every single day, I wake up multiple times during the day and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're going away. So I would restrict myself and then I would binge because obviously
you want what you can't have.
I want what I can't have. And then I'm like, well, I'm so hungry. Let me just eat this whole box of cereal or whatever it is.
No,
I don't have a show
the
in front of
self-control
me.
is crazy.
It's bad.
That's literally the hardest part for me was the food. I don't know why, but I feel like the self-control was thrown out the window after. And that's what I honestly...
because you don't have that stage.
The strictness. Or you don't have
you
your
don't
coach
have that
that's
goal,
like,
that date. Like, oh my gosh, like February, whatever. Like this
you
is where I'm
can't.
going to compete.
Yeah.
It's gone. So you're like,
yeah, well, literally
what now?
Eat some chips, and I couldn't just eat a few chips. I would eat the whole bag. I'm like, oh my, and then you feel bad about yourself. And then
and your body sensitivity after is
crazy.
Insane.
Yeah.
You will swell up. You will retain so much water because your body got so used to eating a certain way for months, and then you're introducing dairy, you're introducing a lot of foods that your gut, everything is not used to. So you're shocking your system, your hormones, your cortisol levels are all out of, they're all out of whack. So you're going to be swollen in the face, okay? It's what I went through. Like literally my face was like puffy right here. Like it was just like not chiseled. I was holding on to so much water because I was eating chips, sugar, pizza, and not a little bit, like
everything.
A lot.
Yeah, and we're not saying these things to like scare you.
No.
But we just want to prepare you because honestly, I did kind of wish I knew a little bit more of that. So when I was feeling those emotions, when I was eating, I'm like, okay, there's other people that have gone through this, but let me be a little bit smarter. Let me try to really make sure my mind is strong or talk to others. That honestly helped me the second time around, was letting everyone know around me, look guys, like I'm probably gonna really, really crave sweets. So please try to limit me, cut me off.
Not to scare anybody, because I know we're saying like, oh, you're gonna have food problems. Not everybody goes through it, but I feel like people younger do go through it because the beauty standards now are so high. So like social media, you're comparing yourself all the time on or off the stage, if you're prepping or not prepping. So we put more pressure on ourselves and it causes us to have eating problems, spiral and not love ourselves in the end, which is very, very sad. But going back to what I said, normally the binging problem happens your first show because you don't know
You're not used to
anything. Your second show, if you break through that cycle, once you break through that cycle, you're probably not going to go through it again. But
you know your body, you know what,
If you, let's say, compete, this is what I had to get out of, like the mindset. I competed, I got super lean. After I competed, I put on 20 plus pounds. And then I was like, well, in order to lose weight, let me just do another show. No, don't do that, because you're putting yourself in this cycle where
it's like two extremes.
Two extremes. There's no balance. It's like, in order to look lean and lose weight, I have to do a show. No, you don't. So that's another struggle that like I had to overcome, and thank God. That's why I took a break. I overcame that because it was serious. Like I'm like, I can't lose the weight unless I do a show. So I would be like, Mom, let's do another show. And she's like, no. You need to learn how to make this a lifestyle. It's mainly just the food and the mindset overall, like post-show. That's probably the hardest thing, but
it's
you can learn so much from
social media. That's what I was gonna say. Like
other influencers,
for me,
coaches.
What helped me the most was definitely that, like, you learn so much about yourself that you become so much more self-aware, especially knowing these things. I feel like if I never would have went through this, I would have still been eating bad to this day. So I'm really like, happy that I went through it. And honestly,
in a weird way, I'm glad that we both we got the chance to go through it, even though it sucked. But we went through it because now that we overcame it, we're able to tell you guys and like teach other people, like, we know exactly what you're going through. This is exactly what not to do, and this is exactly what to do. Yeah,
and it's like we are up here, we got another light bulb up here because of that. Yeah. So I'm like so happy that we were able to do that. And even our friendship grew stronger because we could relate to these certain things. And I think that's what a lot of people don't do, is that they don't want to talk about it. No one wants to talk about it. You kind of keep it in because you're like, well, no one understands. It's just me going through this. No, We all went through it. Like,
We all
reach
did.
out to us, please. Reach out to your coach. Reach out. Like, I'm sure they know what you're gonna go through.
Talk to your
So,
coach about it. Listen
yeah,
to them. To
listen
the T.
to
When
them.
they tell you to ease your way
Mhm.
after the show, like you still need to reverse after
diet.
you,
Exactly. There's still a reverse diet.
diet.
It's not done after the
After
show.
you're
You're not
done.
done there.
You can't just go from eating super clean to eating whatever
to
you want.
100.
If you do want to do a show, it is very crucial that you follow
Through
a reverse.
after. Yeah.
Okay? And if you are interested and you have questions, like, reach out to us, like she said, because that's like probably the most important part out of the whole thing.
So it's like, don't just have in your mind like, once show day is done, I'm done. No, like, also keep in mind, like she said, the after is
Take
so
care of
much
your body.
more important. And it's also so you can like sustain a lifestyle after that. That's what my goal was. I had to remember, what was my goal at the beginning? Was it to step on stage, or was it to give myself a goal? Was my goal just to get to the end? Like, no, I wanted my goal to be a good starting point for my life to change. And it did, but it definitely took a lot of self-work, a lot of mental work, a lot of talking to others, and just kind of opening up and sharing my experience, and just being open to what other people are telling me to do. Because a lot of times when we keep it all in, that's where it's just hard.
It is.
So just reach out to anybody that's competed before. They will tell you their stories.
Communication is everything in life, like in your day-to-day basis, whether it's at your job, if you're going to school, with your teacher, a relationship, like, you have to communicate what you're going through, or else you're never going to get through it.
It's just gonna stay bottled up.
You can't get through anything alone. That's why, like, I feel like that's why we're not meant to be alone on this earth.
I learned so much about everything, and I feel like I gained so much more wisdom and knowledge, and that I am so thankful for. So please, if you're interested in competing, compete. But if you want to know a little bit more about the after, about the during, like, hit us up, let us know.
Please.
We hope that this episode gave you a lot of knowledge and a lot of information. We want to be real and honest with you guys about like what we went through and the kind of struggles we went through, but also the parts that we love and the parts that we're very like fortunate to have gone through. So thank you so much for listening, and thank you to Bella again for continuing her little bodybuilding.
Always a pleasure.
I'll see you guys later. Yeah, comment down below what kind of topics you want to hear, what kind of info you want us to talk about. We have so many people that are knowledgeable in different topics, and I know I'm really excited for our next one. It's going to be a little singing. So we're excited for the next episode. But comment down below what you want to see.
Suggestions, what you want to hear, what you want to see. And we will be happy to provide and give that back to you.
Bye.
Bye.